Hello friends, welcome back to VOWIAS. Welcome to the mains test series discussion of Vision IAS, and this is mains test 7 and this is part 1 where we will discuss from question number 1 to question number 5. So let us quickly begin with the question number 1. And for your information, the document that we are using for the discussion is the summary document of the Vision test series. That means we summarize each and every test which will help you to do the revision in very fast manner so that you can revise the same thing multiple times, and this will definitely benefit you in the exam. Now let us start. The first question is on regionalism. So regionalism means that affinity or people getting attached to their own region, that is called as regionalism. And if you see, regionalism is a political ideology which encourages people's loyalties with respect to the region. In India, it is rooted in the diversity of languages, cultures, tribes and religions. It is fueled by the sense of relative deprivation. Now, what are the various forms of regionalism in India? So, if you see the regionalism, it is there in various forms. So, we can see the demand for autonomy. So, this autonomy, if you see, so there are places where they want to cede from Indian Union and become independent states, which is very sad. Example, the Plebiscite Front in Kashmir, the Mizo National Front in the Assam, the NSCN, the Nagaland Socialist Conference in Nagaland and all. Right. So there is the demand for this autonomy. Next, the supra-state regionalism, more than one state expressing their group identity. This also in Northeast we can see. Okay, with respect to specific issues and all that will be there. So it does not imply permanent merger of identity of states into identity of groups. Example, discontinuation of English as official language in 1960. So states coming together for their common needs and common goals. Interstate regionalism. So dispute between border states, so that overlapping with one or more identities. Example, Maharashtra Karnataka border dispute. Sub-regionalism, where there is desire of a part of a state for the identity and self-development. Example, Vidarbha, Saurashtra, Telangana, East UP and Chhattisgarh. So this sub-regionalism is there. Next is son of soil theory, where people are tied to their place of birth and they are conferred some benefits and rights, and it is not applied even to others. That is there. Example, the campaign for safeguard of interest of the Maharashtrians, clashes among Bodos and Bengali Muslims. So that means the people who are living there think that that is their land and they want more rights. So there will be a lot of clashes. So broadly, if you see the various causes of this regionalism, so broad causes, if you see, geography is one main cause. That means people who are born there, they tend to associate themselves with the geography. So son of soil theory actually comes under this. Next, language. Language is a very, very sensitive issue. The anti-Hindu movements, all these anti-Hindi movements, all these things come under this. History also play a great role in this regionalism, especially this divide and rule followed by the British that has actually created this kind of regionalism. Also, the discrimination of certain regions will fuel this kind of regionalism, because these people want some respect, they want to be recognized. So these issues will be there. Now, what are the issues because of this regionalism? There are both positive and negative issues. What are the negative issues? Especially if you see, this kind of regionalism will threaten the unity and integrity of the country. The overall development of the country will get impacted. Also, there will be enmity between various groups, between the people and politics as well. Also, the international relations with other countries also will get impacted. For example, if you see, this Tista River sharing is opposed by the Bengali people. So obviously there are clashes between these, between the interest of India and the interest of the Bengalis. Also, these disputes, because of the regionalism and all, it will directly impact the business. The investments will stop coming in. So there will be impact on overall business ecosystem. Also, this will threaten the tourism industry, because tourism industry needs peace. If these kind of agitations, if this kind of regionalism exists, then the tourism will take a hit. But there are certain positives as well because of the regionalism. Having the affinity towards their motherland, This will lead to nation building at large. People will associate themselves with the motherland. People will work harder for the building or for the development of this land. Also, people feel they are valued. People associate themselves with their culture, so they feel they are valued. Their aspirations are met. Okay, they are respected. All these things are there, and also regional development happens because people associate themselves with a particular region, so they ensure the region develops. So when the regions develop, the state develops. When the states develop, then the country develops. So like this, there are some positive things as well. Okay, so this is the overall thing about regionalism. Now let's look at the second question with regarding to globalization of women. So if you see globalization for women, sorry, yeah. So women are one of the vulnerable group in the Indian society. They are one of the vulnerable group. So in globalization, what we have done is we have integrated the country with the rest of the world for financial reasons. This integration of country with the rest of the world has had an impact on the whole society at large. It had an impact on the people. It had an impact on women. It had an impact on the education. It had an impact on all walks of life. So this globalization, if you see, it has changed the way we see women because people got more exposure. People try to understand things about these rights and all. So all these things started happening. So this globalization created more opportunities for women in various ways. The first is economic opportunities. So increasing the job opportunities in various sectors like IT, etc. Increasing the wages for women. So this actually is even leading to these gender sensitive policies. Okay, so the companies like Zomato and all, they have announced the period policies. Okay, so that actually ensured, this globalization ensured that women get more rights. Even domestically, we got more policies with regarding women for the protection of women. Be it the prevention of sexual harassment for women at workplace, or be it the maternity benefit act amendment. So all these things. Also, there is equal rights and safe working environment, as we just discussed. Increase in the skilling of women, like the literacy or vocational skills. So all these things are there. Along with economic opportunities, also there are social opportunities. What are the social opportunities? To be able to contribute to the family expenses, which support the creation of new resources and raise the level of family income at large. More choices and independence with respect to the social decisions. That means they can take their own decisions, be it with regarding the marriage, be it with regarding to the live-in relationships, or be it with regarding to the motherhood. So overall you can say women got more independence with regarding decision making. They can make decisions for themselves. Next is increase in the education for women, improvement in healthcare facilities, leading to the reduction of this maternal mortality rate and the infant mortality rate. Also, there is increase in the awareness even among women, even among the rural women, especially because of this social media and internet. Okay, so even the NGOs, they are able to reach to these remote locations to educate the women and all these things are there. But along with all these opportunities, some issues also started because of the globalization. Issues also started because of this globalization. Now what are the issues? The first is increased pay gap. So there is a pay gap between men and women for the same role. Example, an export strategy in the garment manufacturing based on low wage female labor may increase proportion to the woman labor, but there is increase in the wage gap. Also, there is such marginalization of women in the informal sector, and also there is this loss of these traditional sources of income because everything has changed. Because earlier women used to have a lot of these skills like weaving and all, so they were lost. Also, there is increased competition and work pressure on women to push themselves, and they are poorly paid, and also there are various people who exploit them. Women are the victims of career stagnation. Example, men at senior level positions are often younger than women at similar level. Okay, also the dual responsibility of their domestic and the office. These things are there. Next, the commodification, vilification and harassment on social media. All these things are also there. Okay. Now the next question, the third question is with regarding to the social impact assessment. Social impact assessment is the analyzing, monitoring and managing intended and unintended positive and negative results, planned intervention like policy plans and social change invoked by these interventions. So in simple words, it is nothing but the government generally will take a lot of policy decisions and all. So assessing what impact this policy is going to have on the society at large. This is called as the social impact assessment. So the social impact assessment actually is very important, we can say, because here the output is valued and the output is measured. That is very important, right? And if you see important features of this social impact assessment, it is a holistic concept. This provides the community for the development and empowerment, and also the social capital is valued, like the networks, trust and all. The proactive stance to development, not just identification or the amelioration of the negative or unintended outcomes. That means everything is well planned and everything is taken care of right from the beginning. Diverse applications are considered, and this can be applied to a wide range of planned interventions and can be undertaken on behalf of wide range of actors and not just within a regulatory framework. So it contributes to the adaptive management of policies, plans and projects, and therefore underlines design and operation of planned intervention. There is this bottom-up approach which builds on local knowledge and utilities, and this will lead to people participating in the process, and also this will increase the efficiency of the policies. Also the broad interventions can be used to consider social impact that derive from disaster, demographic change and epidemics. So this is about the social impact assessment. But the social impact assessment, if you see, it has some issues as well. If you see, currently in India, we don't have any specific legislation with regarding to this. So that means everything is ad hoc basis. Also, what are the steps that are going to be taken after the failure of after this impact assessment, basically? So the social impact assessment will be done. So what steps will be taken if there is huge impact, or you can say if the policy is having less impact? What are the steps that will be taken? That is not clear. Also, awareness and education among the people is minimum. So because of this, what will happen is that the dominant caste and classes, they will try to dominate the lower class people. And also, India is a very diverse country. So for a policy, we cannot have a single type of policy for all the regions. So it becomes very difficult to form policies in a region wise and also do the impact over there. So that becomes very complicated and difficult. So these are the issues. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. This is with regarding to the changes witnessed in the caste system. Right. So this caste system, if you see, it is the broad hierarchical institutional arrangement along which the basic social factors like the birth, the marriage, the food sharing, etc., they are arranged in a hierarchy of rank and status. And these subdivisions are traditionally linked to the occupation, and they decide the social relations with respect to other upper and lower caste. So now, the reasons for these changes in the caste system. So over time, we are witnessing a lot of changes. Now, what are the reasons for that? The first is the increase in the caste marriages. This is happening. This is due to the economic and social changes. Thanks to globalization, we are now witnessing these intercaste marriages more. Also, the castes are leaving their hierarchical occupations. Example: Dalit entrepreneurs, Brahmin traders, Vaishya professors, etc. People having adapted to new social norms such as eating at same table, accepting food prepared by any caste without any reservations. Politicization of caste. This also we are seeing with respect to the nature of vote bank politics and all. Further, there is an upsurge in the caste-based regional parties in India. The caste-based affirmative actions is to strengthen the caste identities. Example: demand of OBC status by the caste like Patel, Marathas and all. This is also happening. Intercaste violence, honor killings, etc. are also increasing due to the change in the traditional power structure at local level. So when the traditional power structure get disturbed, then all the affluent people, they don't want these changes. So these kind of things will be happening. So caste itself, if you see, it has lot of issues. It threatens the human dignity. It threatens the unity and integrity of the country. The rights of the people are taken away because of this. There is threat to stability and peace of the nation. Also the vulnerable groups like women, they are hard hit because of this. So the overall development of the country will get impacted. So that is why the government is taking a lot of affirmative actions like reservations and all for the benefit and upliftment of the people. This will also lead to the welfare. The welfare. Even we are having a lot of these welfare departments which are constituted, and they are given separate funds. Also various schemes for the Dalits like the Stand Up India and all, so that they can overcome their poverty and they can integrate into the society, into the mainstream society. So these are the various things. Now let's look at the next question, that is urbanization in India. So if you see, currently, according to this UN State of World Population Report, 35% of Indian population is living in urban area, and this will go up to 41% by 2030, and it will go to 50% by in the next decade. Also, we are witnessing this rapid urbanization without proper urban planning, which is creating a lot of issues. Also, 75% plus of the urban population is concentrated in only 10 states, and 65% of 7,933 urban settlements do not have master plans. So these are the various things, these are the various facts which you can just remember and replicate in the exam. Now, what are the problems that are arising due to haphazard urbanization in India? First is the slum settlements, the substandard housing, overcrowding, lack of electrification, ventilation, sanitation, roads and drinking water facilities. The slum population in India is about 35.2% of total urban population according to the 2018 World Bank report, which is a huge thing. Also, also the competition is increasing in the urban areas. This is leading to rivalry and insecurity and crimes. This is happening. There is increase in this consumerism, which is complicating the solid waste management process, and this is causing a lot of these hazards and environmental degradation. For example, the plastic waste is a prime example for this. Also, there is huge pollution and deteriorating environment quality. We know what is the state of what is the issue in Delhi during the winters. The World Air Quality Report by AQA says that 10 of the top 15 polluted cities are in India, and by 2050, 30 Indian cities will have to face grave water risk according to the WWF. Also, the inadequate urban infrastructure, over congested public transport, so they lead to capacity of overloading, and they cause problems like the road accidents, traffic jams, etc. These are the various problems. Now, what are the steps to be taken by the government to address these problems? The government has taken various steps, in fact, something like the PM Awas Yojana, so that affordable houses can be built to the people who are living in the slum, or to the people who cannot afford to have a good house. Next, the Amrit Mission, Atal Mission for Rejuvenation and Urban Transformation. This is to build the basic amenities in the cities, improve the quality of life for all, especially for the poor and the disadvantaged, because without intervention, their life becoming better is a distant dream. Also, the Smart City Mission is to drive changes in the cities, the way they are planned and everything. It is the driving economic, and it is to drive the economic and drive to economy, and also improve the quality of life of the people through area-based development and city-level smart solutions. Because, as I said already, because of the diversity that we have in India, the regional needs and the regional issues, they are completely specific to particular regions, so they have to be addressed differently. So, and also the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban to eliminate open defecation, manual scavenging, and introduce modern and scientific solid waste management techniques. Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, the National Urban Livelihood Mission, which is for creating opportunities for skill development, leading to market-based employment and helping poor and set up self-employment ventures. Other initiatives like the National Urban Transport Facility, National Electrical Mobility Plan 2020, National Infrastructure Pipeline for Sustainable Infrastructure in the Urban Areas. So these are the various steps that are taken by the government. Okay. So this is about urbanization, the problems and steps. So that's it, guys, for this session. These are the 5 questions of the day. Tomorrow we will meet again and look at the next set of questions. If you want to check the quality of our summaries, do visit our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are given here, or else you can type VOWIAS in Telegram and you will find our group. Okay. So again, we'll meet tomorrow in the next session. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.